Hello, welcome back to the Classical Cervantes podcast. Today we will interview Carlson. We also have our advocate Nelson to see what rights Carlson had neglected. We will return after our commercial break. Wheaties, the breakfast for champions with less than 100 calories and zero cholesterol. Make sure to get your box. They are at your local market. Again, the breakfast for champions. We are back with our podcast, back with our advocate Nelson and our main man from the farm in Soledad, Carson. Well, not really, that's me. Today we will interview Carlson, a powerful, big stomached man. Ha ha ha. Well, Carlson, how are you doing today?
Well, Noel, I'm doing alright. Could it be better?
Oh, almost forgot. How are you doing today, Nelson? I'm doing better than Carlson, that's for sure. Well, how do you feel you were treated at the ranch? Not good. I hated it there. It was that dog of candies. Other than that, good. Did you meet George and Lenny? Yes, I remember like it was yesterday. I said, glad to meet you. Haven't seen those knuckleheads. Let me ask you a question. Why did you dislike Candy's dog?
This is what I said to them. That dog of Candy's is so goddamn old, it can hardly walk.
That justifies the reason why you killed it? Well, hold on. Carlson has the right to do so. Here's why Article 19, Freedom of Expression. The right states everyone has the freedom of opinion and expression. This right includes freedom to hold opinions without interference, to seek and receive and impart information and ideas through any media, regardless of frontiers. Well, you really nailed that one. Hey, Carlson, were you at least a little empathetic towards Candy? You could have just left it alone. He has the right to, or else his right would have been violated. I can say it again. Article 19. No, just stop. Yeah, see, I had to do it because my rights would have been violated. I even told him every time he comes into the bunkhouse, I can smell it from for 2, 3 days. Okay. I get it now. Just stop. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Coca Cola, get the drink of the century now with 140 calories per serving. I'll say it now, I'll say it again. The drink of the 20th century. Let's go, Coca Cola. Welcome back, guys. Let's ask Carlson more questions. Ask me anything. Anything I see. Well, first is first. What is your favorite food? I like corn on the cob. Let me ask you another question. What type of gun do you have? You must have one if you killed Candy's dog. I had a Luger pistol. Nice. It went missing though. Really? What happened? Well, I don't want to point fingers, but the Lenny guy, I think he took it. Why do you think he took it? Don't know. Something tells me he did it. He broke Hurley's wife's neck. He killed her. Oh no. This is why it leads me to think that Knucklehead stole my Luger. You didn't deserve to have your Luger stolen. No, he didn't. Article 17, everyone has the right to own property alone as well as in association with others. No one shall be arbitrarily deprived of property. You always nail it, Nelson. Seems like I always get my rights violated. Indeed. You didn't deserve to have your Luger stolen. Well, let's keep the show rolling. Feel free to ask me anything, whatever. Okay, with that in mind, what's your hometown? I'm from Soledad, born and raised. I want to ask you more about Candy's dog. Go ahead. Describe how bad the dog looked. I'll tell you like I told Candy. got no teeth, it's all stiff and from rheumatism. Wow, that's bad. If you don't mind me asking, did you just shoot the dog because it was old? Were there motives? Well, I'm going to be honest. The dog was so old and is just sitting there annoying me. Now, I want to ask you more on George and Lenny. First, I will describe George. He is a small and quick, dark face and restless eyes and sharp, strong features. Okay, so he's the small guy, haha. I see. Now, now, Lenny is a huge man, sharpless, shapeless of face with large pale eyes and wide sloping shoulders. How would you say people describe you, Carlson? Well, I'm going to be honest. I think people will describe me as mean, grumpy, bitter, and old. It's not my fault though. I just feel now people these days have the right don't have the right to live a good life. It's all just work, work, work. Did you just say right? Article 3. Everyone has the right to life, liberty, and security of person. Wow, 3 for 3. You really nailed it. That's how I feel. I don't feel like a man with liberty. Yeah, yeah, you have your right violated. Get some help, man. That's tough. Oh, what? Is someone here today? Yes. Sir, it's Crooks. Oh, we have another guest to interview? Thanks for telling me, Mr. Technical Director. Ha ha ha. We will be back after this short little break. Please stand by. Campbell's soup. Mmm, good. Get your can of Campbell's soup today at those local markets you guys always go to. Now, with a deal, buy two, get one free. Let's go. Well, things got crazy. Got a new guest. Now let's introduce Crooks. Welcome, Crooks. Hey, thanks. Thanks for having me. Well, Crooks, how's life? What's new? Nothing much. I'm still working at the ranch. Well, I'm going to ask you more questions, okay? Okay, Noel. Is it true that you don't live in the bunkhouse? If not, why? I don't live in the bunkhouse. I live in there because I'm black. Oh my, where do you live then? I live in the barn. I don't like it. A guy needs someone to talk to. Well, tell me something about yourself, Crooks. I have a crooked spine. Well, nothing too crazy, haha. Well, Crooks, how do you feel? Why do you feel that you were treated less in the ranch? Don't you see, obviously, because I'm black. Hey, Carlson, don't fall asleep on me now. Do you treat Crooks bad? We hardly ever talk, Crooks. Agreed. Well, let's get Nelson, our advocate, out here. What right do you think Crooks has neglected? Okay.
Article number 2.
Everyone is entitled to all the rights and freedoms set forth in this declaration, without distinction of any kind, such as race, color, sex, language, religion, political or other opinion, national or social origin, property, birth or other status. Furthermore, no distinction shall be made on the basis of the political, jurisdictional or international status of the country or territory to which a person belongs, whether it be independent, trust, non-self-governing, or under any other limitation of sovereignty.
Nailed it again, like always. Crooks, how do you think you are discriminated against? Well, obviously, let me sleep. They don't let me sleep in the bunkhouse, and I'm lonely. It's Nelson's turn to speak now. See, this is why he has his right violated. This shouldn't be happening. Everyone is equal. Brought to you by Nelson. Well, guys, I'm going to ask Crooks more questions about his life. Feel free to ask. I will ask you more questions about your life on the ranch. How does Curly's wife treat you? I hear she talks to all the guys. She is not polite to me. One day, she said this to me on the barn. I could get you strung up on a tree so easily it ain't even funny. Oh no, that's very horrible. Crooks, do you think there would be a better ranch where they would treat you better? No, absolutely not. When I was little, I used to hang out with some white kids. My dad never liked them. I learned why. There was another colored family for miles in Soledad. That's honestly, it seems very tough. Hey, Carlson, I want to ask you a question. Okay, go. Is it true Crooks has a lot of stuff in his Barn? Well, last time I was passing by through the barn, I could see that he had several pairs of shoes, a pair of rubber boots, and a big alarm clock, and a single-barreled shotgun. And he had books too, and Tartar dictionary, and a molded copy of the California Civil Code for 1905. Wow, that's quite the handful. Let's get back to Crooks. Crooks, do you wish for a better life? Explain on that. All I wish for is for me to grow old and go to heaven. That's all. Well, that's. Let's get out our advocate Nelson. Nelson, it's time for you to nail it again. What right do you think Crooks has had violated in his life? Okay, let's go with Nelson. Well, okay. Article 5. No one shall be subjected to torture or cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment. Curly's wife wanted to threaten Crooks and say she was going to get him strung up on a tree. And that's a form of torture, if you guys did not know, and it's unacceptable. Well, you nailed it this time again. We will be back after a commercial break. Please stand by. Snap, Crankle Pop. Kellogg's Rice Krispies. Get your Rice Krispies now. 50% off with coupons. You get buy one, get one free. Limited time offer. And no, Snap, Crankle Pop isn't the sound of your bones breaking. Ha ha ha. We're back. Thank you so much for Crooks and Carlson to be on my show today. I'm glad you guys could make it. Thank you guys so much. No, thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to our technical director, Nick, for our advocate, Nelson. You guys did a great job, Nelson. Nelson, is there any last words you would like to say? Yes. Okay, if you want to say something, just give me a second, guys. I want to say that the 30 human universal rights, those rights are a creation that should be treasured, and those rights should never be neglected or taken away from people. So now let me pass the mic to my great friend Nelson. I want to add something. You should teach these rights to your kids. Your kids will teach these rights to their kids. Let many generations in the future know these rights. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you. Make sure to stay tuned for next week where we will talk about how these rights could be enforced and to influence our society. I want to give a big shout out to our sponsor for this podcast, Pepsi. Alright, bye. Pepsi. If you're a viewer of this podcast, use the code PEPSI4ME to get a free Pepsi at your local market. With only 150 calories, what could go wrong on a hot day? Pepsi, the finest of sodas. This is brought to you by Pepsi, a proud sponsor of the Classical Cervantes podcast. Goodbye.